And I'm like, Klinefelter syndrome, right? So now I'm calling home. I'm like, hey, can you Google something for me? What is Klinefelter syndrome? Okay, so, and he even went as far as to have his psych, like, counselor to print out what Klinefelter's is so I could read it, okay? And I will put a little thing about Klinefelter syndrome here. Okay, so Klinefelter's, some of the symptoms are like you get man boobs, man boobs, right? Like your glands grow or whatever, okay? And then micro penis, okay? Which he was like, all of this applies to me except for that. And I'm like, okay. And crooked pinky finger, so like this finger, like on this part were like crook, and he had that. So it was like a lot of things that like made sense. And you look like you're presenting like a male and you're in a female prison. And so Klinefelter's, when you're in the womb, you you're already a boy, but then the sac gets filled up with estrogen and starts changing the DNA, and so then you end up having XXY chromosomes. So you have both male and female chromosomes, okay? So then that made sense why he was here. I'm like, okay. And maybe he did have a micro penis. I don't know. I never got to see it. So he, the reason why I never saw it, even though we did pretty much everything that you could do with another person, he basically was like safeguarded that for me, and he was like, you know, I'm not even supposed to have a girlfriend on this compound. Like, it was a big deal that they even let me in here. And if you ever see it, it's very distinguishable, have distinguishable marks. So you would be able to, if we ever got into a fight and we're arguing, you could go PREA against me and you wouldn't be able to describe it. And then I would get put in confinement and I would never get out. I would just stay in protective custody. So I was like, okay, well, I respect you, like, whatever. So I never got to see it. But he walked around always with, like, what appeared to be a semi-hard outline in his pants. And everybody could see it. But what was weird about it was it had no heat. It was always there. And it was clearly fake. So that leads me back again to, it was body dysmorphia, and he was wearing something that appeared like that under his pants, like in his underwear or something. But to the naked eye and to everyone that was, you know, walking the compound, all they saw was me walking with the only man on the compound. And I got a lot of scrutiny. A lot of the officers watched me extra hard to make sure I wasn't doing anything I wasn't supposed to be doing. And up until this point, I'd only ever dated girly girls. So a lot of the officers didn't even know that I was ever doing anything with girls, because they just never suspected it, because they just saw two pretty girls walking around together. They thought we were just friends. Okay, so this was a level of like attention and scrutiny that I had never received before in my prison sentence. Okay, and I'm at about I've been in prison about 7-8 years now. It was wild, y'all. It was wild. Like, he used to get yelled at for being in my bed area. Or no, I would be in his bed area. And Sergeant Fuentes would yell and be like, LaFontaine, if Sowers doesn't get out of your bed area, I'm taking you to jail. Like, just crazy.